Hello once again, gamers. CruiseNickX back with some more Final Fantasy XIV. Alongside me, Arya Stormborn.
Hey y'all.
And in the last episode, we did Shisui of the Violet Tides in order to save the Ruby Princess, which we did. Though not before beating the ever-living crap out of her.
We saved the princess, and she wasn't in another castle.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyways, let's finish up this episode by talking to Kurenai.
Please allow me once again to thank you for your help. You may be happy to hear that the palace guards are slowly beginning to return to their senses. It seems peace has been restored to the palace. You've saved everyone, including Shioshai, from an untimely death. If only the Ruby Princess would open her eyes, Suino Sato would be exactly as it was before. I suppose we must simply be grateful for how well things turned out. Now that the worst of the storm is past and the tides have begun to calm, it is time that I came clean.
Phrasing, boom.
Hey, I didn't write this.
Alright, we're just going to take the Savage Might materia. Alright, let's finish with the level 63 quest, Fathoms Below.
The hour of truth is upon us, yet I am just unsure of where to begin. The Ruby Princess who quietly slumbers on, she... Perhaps this will be easier to explain if you could look upon her as I speak. Please follow me. Shioshai will be bringing her out shortly. He should be but a few moments alone.
Oh, would you look at that?
You'd think they'd give her a comfier bed.
Yeah.
Oh, Hisui. Why? Why do you refuse to open your eyes? Tarl, there's something you must know. I am not the Ruby Princess's younger sister. In fact, she has no sister. I am the Ruby Princess, ruler of Suino Sato. The slumbering girl before you goes by the name of Hisui, and is my dearest friend. We've known one another since childhood.
Your Grace, I am entirely to blame. Had I been more prepared, more aware, Lady Hisui would not be in this sorry state. You see, a few days ago we received visitors from the outside. They had come to perform a court ritual. To protect the Ruby Princess from any potential dangers, we decided to conceal her true identity. I had her lady-in-waiting, Hisui, take her place, as she and Her Highness bear a great resemblance to each other. Something owing to the fact that they are distant blood relatives. I was confident no one would know to switch. I was right. That is why when proceedings commenced, it was Lady Hisui who became possessed by the terrible fiend they summoned. And now, well, you can see for yourself what has become of her. To mitigate such disaster, severe restrictions on who can enter and exit Shisui of the Violet Tides have always been in place. In fact, even the Ruby Princess is forbidden by law to leave its gates. When wraith after wraith began appearing, however, I was left with little choice. I whisked Her Highness away to the village, and had her pretend to be the Ruby Princess's sister, Kurenai.
Kurenai. That was the name I had before my mother passed away. and I assumed the title of Ruby Princess. It was also the name Hisui would call me by growing up. For as far back as I can remember, she was there for me. From the best of times to the worst of times. All the laughter and tears we shared. Hisui is truly where it ends.
Forgive me, Your Grace. This is my fault. If only there was a way I could go back and prevent all this.
Shiosei, there's nothing to forgive. None of us could have predicted this would happen. You are no more to blame for what has happened than I am. Tarl, now you know everything. I hope you do not think any less of me for my lie. Now that everything here is settled, I shall be departing from Suyanosato. The cure to Hisui's condition can only be found above. I know this because as Ruby Princess, it was my duty.
Bless you. Bless you.
Oh yeah. It was my duty to study all the available writings at the palace.
Very well, Your Grace. Where would you have us go?
No, Shiosei. I shall be embarking upon this quest on my own. You will be staying here. The people need you to protect them in my absence.
Her Grace has made it clear she would have me remain behind. Master Tarl, might you accompany her in my stead? While Lady Hisui's body remains, her soul has long departed. I fear that no amount of rest or magics can cure her. I can only hope that in traveling with you, it will make it easier for Her Grace to come to terms with the tragic fate of her friend. Until such a time she must face this truth, however, I ask, nay, beg, that you keep her safe. Okay, where is Kurenai? This is on you.
You're offering to accompany me on my travels? That's incredibly generous of you. Thank you. I shall give you some time to prepare before leaving Suyanosato. Please come find me as soon as you are ready to go.
Alright. Let's continue with the level 63 quest, A Part of Your World. Don't you?
Where the people are.
I knew she was going to do that.
You're ready to depart? Excellent. Let us make way for Onokoro. I believe we will be best served by beginning our search there. You see, while we have no contact with the outside world, we do receive an occasional visit from Kojin of the Blue. During one such visit, I was given a tome filled with fairy tales. It was old, worn, and forgive me for what I and from what I am given to understand, written in Kugane. In it was a story about a fisherman who sailed the Ruby Sea. While traveling, he came across a princess who had fallen into years-long slumber. She was eventually awakened upon taking some elixir of some sort. What intrigues me, however, is the fact that of the places this fisherman visited exist in the real world. It makes me wonder if, perhaps, this story is rooted in reality. The tale begins in Onokoro, I trust you will escort me there?
Like you need to ask.
Thank you. Now let us depart without any further ado.
Alright, we're off to Onokoro. Or at least somewhere near Onokoro, I think. Where is the quest marker? There it is. Yep. We can just take the Aetheryte. Save us some time. There we go. Alright. Oh, great. It's stormy in Onokoro. Or in the Ruby Sea in general.
So this is Onokoro. It is a lovely place. The people here are incredibly warm. Take this gentleman, for example. As soon as I set foot on the island, he offered to take me on a tour.
What are you looking at? You know, I'm just gonna give him the silent treatment. So you're gonna stand there and ignore me? Is that it then? Wait a minute. I know you. My comrades talk about you all the time. My apologies, sir. I was only just joking with you, of course. One can never have enough rich or powerful friends. That is why I approached your young charge. Figured if I helped her now, she'd someday return the favor, should I ever need it. So, what brings you to our island? You're looking to learn more about a fairy tale. I know nothing of fairies or tales, but mayhap I can direct you to someone who does. There's a fisherman who visits us once a year to hunt for treasure. Some of the men here say he is as old as the seas themselves. I reckon he, if anyone, would be able to tell you your story. Lucky for you, he just arrived the other day. You should be able to find him at the Quickscape Pier.
Thank you for your assistance, sir. We will go speak with him right now.
Not to worry, little lady. Just be sure to remember my name and pay me back when the time comes. Wait for it.
Tarl, did the kind gentleman ever give us his name?
Nope.
That a name, I am afraid I will be unable to send him payment for his help. 'Tis terribly unfortunate, but there is little that can be done. Now, let us promptly make for Quickscape Pier. We do not want to miss the fisherman.
Alright, where the fuck is Quickscape? Oh yeah, all the way over there. Alright, let's ride. I love this bike. Oh yeah, as of the time of this recording, we've had a lot of stuff happen, so... And one of them is that the Fenrir mount from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children is now a part of the Final Fantasy XIV in the form of the SDS Fenrir mount.
Except he doesn't like it because it flies.
Well, oh, call me a glutton for frickin' authenticity.
You're a purist, honey. It's okay.
I just like my motorcycles to stay on the ground when they're supposed to stay on the ground.
Why not make it fly if you can make it fly?
There's a big difference. Because the one in Advent Children does not fly.
But this is a different one.
It's the same design.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's just get moving.
In other words, shut up, Arya.
I would probably just go, shut up, Meg, at that point.
Oh my God.
Anyway. Hello there. Is there something you need? A Tale of the Fisherman in the Ruby Sea. Ah, yes, indeed. It has been a long time since I heard that one. I believe it was my great-grandfather who told me. Or perhaps my great-great-grandfather. Or perhaps my... That's all well and good, sir, but if you could please just tell us the story. Ah, yes, my apologies. Let's see if I can remember how it went.
Oh, I very much hope you have not forgotten it. We might never know the whole tale if you have. The tome I received as a child was so tattered, I could only read bits and pieces of the story.
I recall now. Once upon a time, there was a fisherman on the island of Onokoro who saved a Kojin of the Blue from the maws of a terrible beast. As thanks, the Kojin offered him a vial of liquid. When taken, it would allow the fisherman to plunge into the far depths of the ocean without drowning. It was there that their journey together began. They visited temples, palaces, and villages under the sea. They met all manner of men, women, and creatures, including a beautiful princess who had fallen into a deep, deep slumber. According to her people, she had been like that for years. Hearing this, the Kojin pulled out another vial containing an ancient Tamamizu potion, which had been passed down to him from his great-grandfather, or perhaps his great-great-grandfather. To continue with the story, upon being given this mixture, the princess was instantly awakened. The moment their eyes met, she and the fisherman fell in love. They were immediately wed in a place at the bottom of the sea, where they lived happily ever after.
Thank you, sir, for taking the time to recount that regaling tale. It was truly enlightening. Tarl, from what we heard, I can only assume that this story took place at Shisui.
Shisui.
Yeah, I'll get it someday.
Eventually.
Anyway, that place of the violent ties. Perhaps we could return to Suinoseta and see if we could not dig up any mention of this incident. Again, thank you very much, sir. You are a man of great wisdom.
And back to fishing he goes. Alright, we're gonna take the short... Oh, wait a minute. How far is Onokoro from... you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna take the Tamamizu route. Alright. Where's the hole? There it is. Shut up.
I didn't say anything.
You are about to.
No, I wasn't.
Bullshit.
I was being Haven.
Being Haven?
Yeah, behaving.
Wish I had sprint, but I do not have sprint. It's on cooldown. This is such a mess. Into the hole. Let's go into this hole. Shut up, Meg. The funny thing is, her real name's not really Meg.
Oh, you watched a tiny too much Family Guy.
I know. Alright, we're back in Suino Sato.
While I know little of what life is like on the surface, it seems to be a lovely place. The people are incredibly kind.
Uh-huh.
I grew up listening to stories of how pirates would slit your throat at the first chance they got. But those on Anakoro seemed rather cordial. Though perhaps I have your presence in part to thank for that. Shiosai will be joining us shortly. Most stories in Suino Sato are passed down orally. He should be able to tell us if any of our own stories match the tale of the fisherman recounted for us.
A tale in which a Huron fisherman and a princess were brought together by a Kojin and wed in a palace under the sea.
It sounds almost as if it's a story about Shisui at the Violent Tides. Though, a part about the Ruby Princess marrying a Huron might be something of an embellishment.
To the contrary, Your Grace. I believe generations back a Ruby Princess and a Huron man were once joined in holy matrimony. The son they bore was said to have had almost no scales. Until now I had considered it to merely be a tall tale spun by the elders for their grandchildren. Yet it is possible that the story is true.
Then there's a chance that the remedy also exists.
It is not impossible. Your Grace, I must apologize to you. If I were being completely honest, I thought all hope for Lady Hisui's recovery was lost. What you tell me, however, has revived my hope. You are a born leader. Through your actions, you have reversed all our fates.
That is incredibly kind of you to say. But without this wonderful gentleman beside me, we would have never come so far.
Indeed. Master Kabat, please accept my deepest thanks. So long as you are here, I can rest knowing that Her Grace and our village will remain safe. Now, Your Grace, I suppose you are about to announce your intention to travel to where the Kojin of the Blue reside in search of this miracle cure. I wish you safe travels.
Tarl, at long last I can see the light. Hisui might finally be saved.
Now, if you would just stop there, I would have probably...
I wanted to.
I know! Alright, let's just continue with the level 63 quest, the Elixir of Life.
Is that anything like the Circle of Life?
I don't know.
Tarl, are you ready to go? Good. Then let us immediately set out for
Tamamizu.
Yeah, that. While Suino Sato has, for the most part, isolated itself from the rest of the world, we have had some little contact with the Kojin of the Blue. This, however, will be my first time visiting their village. You have been there before? Excellent. Then you should be able to show me around.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Now, yep, she's at Tamamizu already. So we can just take the Aetheryte. Which we've been doing for the most part. Well, word. Give me a sec, I do want to do one quick thing. Before we continue, because first and foremost, these can go in here, and that's going to take forever to upload, so I'm not worried too much. Now, where are you? Oh, of course you're up on the hill. You couldn't be near one of the ports. I'm trying not to say holes.
Tamamizu is not so different than to that of our own village. Now, where should we begin our search for this ancient Kojin remedy?
We should ask some of our acquaintances for advice.
While I have met some Kojin during their stay in our village, I am afraid I cannot recall who any of them are. But wait! Perhaps I spoke too soon. The merchant who gave me the tome. If I'm not mistaken, he goes by the name of Inban. Let's go search him out.
I love jumping off stuff. Oh. He's still here.
It has been many years, so it is difficult to be absolutely sure. But I think this is Master Inban, the merchant I told you about.
Inban? That is my name. Do we know each other from somewhere? Does the name Kurenai ring a bell? Kurenai? Yes, I remember now. You're the little girl from the palace. People grow so fast they do. You have changed so much I scarcely recognize you.
Master Inban, I'm glad to see you have not forgotten me. We have sought you out today to ask you something regarding a book of fairy tales you gave me long ago.
I remember that one. What would you like to know? You are looking to find a cure for your sleeping friend. A most noble cause indeed. I am an avid collector of ancient tomes. In one of them is the exact remedy you speak of. An elixir that can wake those who have fallen into a deep slumber.
Truly? Then might you share with me the recipe so I can recreate it?
The recipe should be easy to find. The necessary ingredients, on the other hand, not so much.
What do you mean?
To make this potion requires the shell of a bloated Umemi. A giant Umemi that has had over 100 years to mature. Decades have passed since one of those was last spotted. Your only hope now would be to capture a Umemi larva and wait 100 years for it to grow potent enough to make your cure.
No. It cannot be.
We'll find it.
You're absolutely right. Just been spotted in recent times does not mean none exists. If we search hard enough, we are certain to come across one.
Perhaps it is as you say. If you were to look hard enough, you will find one. If you are serious about this, I would suggest you begin your search in exile. It was formerly considered a prime hunting ground for these creatures. Kelp was often used to lure them out of hiding.
Then I shall go and gather some straight away.
Good. Gather the most succulent stalks you can find and take them into the cave. If any bloated Umemi are present, they will immediately be drawn to you. Or perhaps you should have this man here take them. You appear to be as strong as our gatekeeper, you do. No doubt you will be able to make quick work of whatever appears.
Tarl, I shall meet you at exile in a bit. Kelp in hand.
Alright, exile is where again? Oh, over there. Okay. Into the murky depths we go. Boop. You love the boops. Oh, why am I still doing this? Mount guide. Let's do the fat chocobo. Oh, I guess we can't do the fat chocobo. Actually, let's do a mount we haven't covered in a while. The Mana Cutter. What? Oh, thought you had something to say. Yeah. I think this is exile. Yep, this is it. And in we go. Yeah, I know, a lot of innuendo. Too early, I know.
Too tired. I made sure to collect the longest and most luscious stalks of kelp I could find. Here! The hunting grounds Master Imban mentioned are in the deep recesses of this cave, just over there.
Alright.
From what I gathered, the bloated Umemi's great age is what allows them to accumulate an incredible amount of magic, most of which is concentrated in their shell. We can only hope, should one be here, it will be tempted out of hiding by the sweet smell of its favorite food.
Alright, in order to do this, I am going to switch over to Summon 2. The Topaz Carbuncle. And try to dodge all these other Umemis that are not my prey.
They're naked!
Yeah, I don't know how they got past the sensors.
God, we have too much time on our hands. If it's loaded, maybe we should get some gas X.
Yeah. Alright, we can charge through and Leroy this. You're not gonna catch me now. I'm freaking too far for you. Hey, what's Inbon doing here?
Tarl, Master Inbon grew worried and kindly came to check upon us. Did you have any luck in the cave? Is this what I think it is? You did it, Tarl! You have procured a bloated Umemi shell. Perhaps the very last one in existence, even.
So, this is the shell rumored to be capable of curing any ailment. It looks nothing like that of a regular Umemi. That you were able to find one so quickly makes me wonder if the bloated Umemi is not as gone as we think. Perhaps they simply began burrowing deeper into the earth in response to our excessive hunting. I must make up for this grievous miscalculation. Please, give me the shell. I shall make the remedy you seek and deliver it to Sui no Sato. It may take some time to prepare, but should be well worth the wait.
Thank you very much. Now Hisui might be saved from eternal slumber. Tarl, once again I am in your debt. Together, let us return to Sui no Sato, that we might share the story of your success with Shioshai.
Yes, please, let's get out of here. Let's do... the Sildra Mount. I don't get a lot of times to use this one.
It's Nessie!
Good thing Sui no Sato and Exile are, like, nearby. Going in! Alright.
Shiosai has been duly informed of all that happened. When I told him how you slayed the bloated Umemi, his eyes went wide and his mouth dropped. Rarely do I ever see him so surprised. Then again, he has every right to be. Your efforts have allowed Master Inbon to set upon making that remedy that should, in theory, have been impossible to recreate. Which reminds me, I believe I owe you an apology. You were only to escort me to Tamamizu, but due to my own inability, you were forced to do so much more than that. Truly, I do not know what I would have done without you. In addition to saving my people, you've opened my eyes to the world. Through you, I have come to learn so much. When I return to Shisui of the Violet Tides to reassume my role as the Ruby Princess, I shall look back fondly upon the memories we created together on this grand adventure. Until such a time that Hisui awakens, however, I shall remain here. I sorely hope that you shall too.
Alright. Let's complete this with the level 63 quest, The Two Princesses of Sui no Sato.
Tarl, Mr. Inban has yet to arrive with the elixir, but we must not allow ourselves to grow impatient. He will come to us as soon as it is ready. The longer we wait, however, the more I worry about Hisui. Shiosai assures me that she is doing well, and that, thanks to one of our own ancient remedies, her bones and muscles remain strong. Even so, I feel compelled to confirm this with my own eyes. Let us go to her.
Well, let us see.
I'm having her brought from her room. It should not be much longer.
Why can't we just meet her up at the top of the freaking stairs?
Don't
know. Excuse me.
Looking upon her, I am reminded of the Ruby Princess of the fairy tale. What causes you to continue sleeping, my friend?
Initially, I had feared the void scent that possessed her had driven her soul from her body. Now I suspect Hisui's spirit has simply gone dormant. It is attempting to recuperate from the trauma it endured. Master Ingban's elixir will likely restore what vitality has been lost. Indeed, that is correct.
Master Ingban!
I have brought the elixir. In the olden days, we would sprinkle this over the eggs that refused to hatch. It would serve to strengthen the soul of the Kojin within.
Sprinkle? Do you mean to say that Hisui does not need to drink this remedy to recover?
Drink it? There is no need for that. All we need to do is pour this over your friend. Here, I made plenty. Here we go. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Hisui! You are awake! Thank the Kami you are finally awake. I'm sorry for everything.
Princess, what are you talking about? To think that you had to travel so far and overcome so many obstacles to save me. I know not how to thank you.
Nay, 'tis I who must thank you.
Think nothing of it, Princess. As your lady-in-waiting, it is my duty above all else to ensure that you are protected.
Oh, Hisui, truly I am blessed to have you in my life.
The girls, they are identical. I cannot for the life of me tell them apart. Indeed, there is a great resemblance. Master Cabot, now that Lady Hisui has awakened, her grace must return to the palace and resume her duties there at once. While I will ask that you say your farewells to her here, I do hope that this is not the last you will see of each other. I have watched her grace blossom into an intelligent and capable young lady under your care. It has made me think that being sequestered in a castle is not the best way to raise our rulers. You have saved us in more ways than I can count, and taught us so much. Sui no Sato is forever changed because of you. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
So, it is he hear that our grand adventure together draws to a close. I, however, would like to enjoy your company for just a bit longer. Please allow me to escort you to the gates.
Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, let's head back to the gates of Sui no Sato. Thankfully, this is a small little village. Watch them be pulling a Hikaru Kaoru thing.
I shall forever cherish the memories of our travel together. Whenever I look back upon them, they will fill my heart with serene happiness.
You came from afar and braved the depths of the sea, all so that you might rescue a sleeping princess. The story has a familiar ring to it, does it not?
Indeed. And just as with the tale of the fisherman, mayhap someone somewhere has recorded our story too. Sadly, this is where I must part ways with you. It is time for me to return to the palace. Farewell, Tarl. Farewell. Sui no Sato, or rather, until next time.
With me to take Our Highness's place while she is away, I do not imagine it should be too hard for her to sneak out whenever she pleases.
Even Shiosha has trouble telling us apart. All we need do is exchange clothes and no one will be any the wiser. To prove my point, here's a quick test for you. Look very closely and tell me, am I Kurenai or am I Hisui?
Really? They pulled the Hikaru Kaoru trick? Fucking hell. I'm saying she's Heat.
If you thought you could tell us apart by our clothes, you are mistaken. Just earlier we swapped garb, and I am in fact Hisui.
Oh god. Despite the numerous journeys we embarked on together, it seems even you cannot tell us apart.
Hisui, let us leave it at that. I think perhaps we have teased Tarl enough for one day. Just if you had guessed, I am the real Kurenai. You were always incredibly perceptive. Now, truly, this is where I must leave you. Life is a long and winding journey, and I am certain our paths will cross once again in the future. Until then, I ask that you keep on smiling and maintain that wonderful disposition of yours. Fare thee well, my friend.
And with that, we have completed a long and grueling quest line that ends in a happy ending.
Yay!
With that, we've gained a fair amount of gil out of the whole endeavor, and we've saved a princess from certain death. But now it's time to get back to our own adventures. So in the next live stream, in the next premiere, we will be continuing the Stormblood storyline. But until then, that's it for this episode of Kurenai's Purgatory. A special thank you to Arya Stormborn for joining us.
You're welcome.
And thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the show. As always, if you're watching this on Twitch or live at PlayStation and you like this show, click the follow button below and be sure to turn on notifications. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here. Click here to watch more by me. Click here to watch the next episode. And click here to watch the previous one. Until next time, Kurenai signing out.